absolutely always the client comes first. This is now the end phase of the representation by an attorney. A settlement is reached, but before I even get to the dollars and the handling, the physical handling of the money, I have to offer some information about the settlement of the case. And we can always go to court and the jury gives you an award or a judge gives you an award. That's what you get. But before we get there, if we're going to settle the case, we absolutely are required to get the client's consent to the settlement. And I have, unfortunately, over the years, had some clients come in and say they want to fire their first lawyer, or they want me to sue their first lawyer because the lawyer accepted a settlement without their permission. And what can I, if anything, do about it? Well, in my office, what I do, I have a letter that I actually send to the client in advance of any discussion of settlement with the insurance company, and I tell the client, look, Mr. and Miss Client, I think your case is worth X dollars. Let me just put a number on that for purposes of our discussion here this morning. Let's say I think their case is worth $10,000. In my letter, I tell them that in order to get the $10,000, I'm going to tell the insurance company I want $21,000 or $22,000 or $23,000, and that leaves room for me to negotiate. Then I send that letter to the client, and I actually spell out in that letter that if we get that $10,000, this is what's going to happen. The attorney's fees come out, we pay the bills, I show them what the bills are and the balance due in the bills, and then there's a bottom line that represents what the client will get after they've recovered all the money, and after all the bills have been paid, and after the lawyer's fee has been paid. This is for you, Mr. or Miss Client. You put this in your pocket. This is the proceeds of settlement, as I like to call it. So I send that letter to the client, and I require that they sign that letter or come talk to me if they disagree. If they disagree, that's fine. Come in, tell me, or call me on the phone. What's going on? Why don't you agree with my evaluation? I don't pretend to know everything, but for the most part, I read the case very thoroughly. I understand what's going on, and with my hopefully good experience, I'm able to evaluate the case and give my client a recommendation and advice as to what amount we should recover reasonably. So if a client objects, they call me. They come in, they say, hey, look, this is that, this is this, and they give me some information, and sometimes I change my evaluation. But before I go to the insurance company, I get their signature. So now I send that letter to the insurance company for $23,000, and I tell them, that I want to negotiate with them. I'm not absolutely stuck on 23, and they make an offer, and we go back and forth. And if I can get $10,000 or more, then I know that I have in writing my